Hey guys, today I'm going to show you why you should not leave your Hondata Flash Pro connected to your OBD2 port at all times. So right now, my Flash Pro is disconnected, the vehicle is off, there's no network traffic, and I'm using a breakout box to measure resistance between CAN high and CAN low. So if we look at our network resistance, we get 54 ohms, which is completely normal for a CAN bus network. Next, we're going to take our Flash Pro and we're going to connect it to the breakout box. And we're going to measure resistance again. So now we are getting about 37 ohms of resistance, which is significantly less. And you could see sometimes this goes to overload. That's just the Flash Pro kind of powering on and off. But normal network resistance is 37 ohms. This Flash Pro is interfering with the network. So you might think, well, maybe it is just, an aftermarket dongle. A scan tool would do the same thing. So we're going to try to do is plug in an Autel diagnostic dongle. And when we plug that in, you can see it's powered up. And now we look at our network resistance and it's normal. So the Autel diagnostic dongle does not interfere with the CAN bus network. So what's going on here? We can switch to our oscilloscope. So we're going to plug in our oscilloscope probe. We're going to unplug our multimeter. We're going to switch to oscilloscope mode here on our scope. So right now there's nothing on the network. The car is off, so we're gonna wake the car up. Now you see there is network traffic from the CAN bus measuring directly between CAN and low. So this is the differential signal that you're seeing. This is not the independent high and low. This is how the ECU would see the signal. So we're gonna pause the trace and we're gonna look at measure. And we're going to measure our cursors, and we're going to see that between cursor A and B, you have 5 volts of amplitude on the signal. So you have a nice, good signal going to the ECU. So now, if we go back and plug in the Flash Pro, and we start capturing the CAN network again, you can see we have a lower amplitude in the signal. So if we go back to measuring, we take cursor A and we bring it down to the top of that trace. We have about 1.5 volts. So with the Flash Pro, during an off state, the network resistance is changed, but also when the CAN network is running, the amplitude of that signal is reduced. So 1.6 volts if we want to remeasure it. So this Flash Pro does interfere with your CAN network. The Autel aftermarket dongle does not. So what I have found is that from time to time, I would get diagnostic messages coming up on my gauge cluster saying loss of communication with network, with module. This would be intermittent. For the most part, it would work fine, but intermittently it would happen. And that is because the Flash Pro is bringing down the whole network. I don't know if this is an issue with this specific revision of the hardware, if they made any changes in later Flash Pros. If Hondata sees this video, I'd love for them to comment. But what I have found is that from time to time, this will cause errors on your dash if you leave it plugged in. Unlike a diagnostic Autel dongle does not do that. You can leave that plugged in, you will get no CAN bus error. So just wanted to pass this along. I hope it helps if you're having a similar issue with your Type R, any kind of Honda, having OBD2 issues with the Flash Pro plugged in.